Before we get into the seminar, we have the tournament coming up this Saturday at Lavon. Paul, could I ask you to speak about the tournament, please?
The tournament will be held at Collins Park Marina. I don't know if y'all know where that is or wherever, but if you have any questions, give me a call. The tournament hours are going to be start line in water. You can be on the lake anytime you want after 12 o'clock midnight. Start fishing, line in water at 7 a.m. Have to quit fishing at 2 p.m. Line out of water. Got to be in the weigh-in line by 2:30 at Collins Park. We'll have a little place set up over there. Benny Ray's gonna bring some boats. I'm not into the impression of we are gonna bring some. 7 fish got to be alive. All the cat rules apply. It's gonna, everybody's gonna be like it was last year, where we were all in and out of each other. Just try to be respectful if you can, and hopefully everybody will get along. Collins Park was very gracious to us last year to have this. So anytime we have anything to do with Lavon, it will be done out of Collins Park.
We're going to talk about slow trolling. This is how the tournament will be won Saturday. I promise you, if it's on Lavon this time of year. And me and Paul did a lot of it. I was lucky enough to get to fish with Paul. I don't know, probably starting in 04, I guess, fishing tournaments. And we've fished, I don't know how many states and how many tournaments together. And we did a lot of slow trolling fishing tournaments. I was talking about Ronnie Capps and Steve Coleman. Those guys kind of famous for it.
Slow trolling is an art. People can't just go out there and master it in one day. You can't do it. I mean, it's just, there's too many things you have to pick up as you go along to make yourself a good troller.
The boat control is the most critical. I'm hearing a lot of talk now, these new trolling motors with hold you on a spot and pinpoint and all this GPS stuff. To me, for spider rigging, they're worthless. I don't care. You're not going to out-troll somebody with a regular cable-driven trolling motor with all that fancy gadgets if it's windy. I will promise you cannot do it. I'll go out there and go up against any of them. You can't do it. You have to be able to control your boat, stop, move, spin quickly, because you want to keep your baits straight up and down. And if you're fishing around brush, if your boat blows off 5 foot, you just hung 4 poles up. So, and me and Paul's fish where it's been so windy, one run a trolling motor, the other one fished. You could not even fish. You had to, you have to control the boat. That's the most important thing.
The first thing you need to do, if you're going to troll, you need to go into the wind. You got to go into the wind. You can't let the wind push you. You have to pick a straight line and go into that wind. You can't go at it sideways. If the wind's blowing this way and you're doing this,
it's hard.
It's hard. You can't fish that way. You have to go straight into the wind. If you're going with the wind, if you get hung up, you're going to break them all off because you got no boat control. It's just like fishing standing timber. You're going up to a tree into the wind. You can't fish going past it. So you're going into the wind all the time. You see how this is about this side right here. I don't know about that side. We like to get about 2 foot apart. We could cover more water if we spread them out further out this way if we wanted to, but we prefer to keep them about 2 foot apart. The only bad thing with this is, with trolling, is if you get into a bunch of sand bass, you're going to get a bunch of tangled up stuff, because you catch a sand bass on this, he's going to try to tangle all of them up. That stuff happens. We've gotten to where we troll with the double rig, and we can show you that, but a lot of times in the winter time, if I'm just fishing, I use a single rig, 1 hook. So you only got 8 minnows in the water versus 16. If you're in an area where there's not a lot of brush or where it's just open, you can run a double rig minnow system a lot easier. And you won't get hung up. You catch 2 fish at a time on a lot of them sometimes. But We prefer to fish with just one hook when we're just fishing. Now, if it's tournament, we usually run double rig, because your chances with 16 minnows in the water are better than, and you're covering a different depth too. Usually, if you catch a fish like you catch one on this pole right here, if you're bumping that trolling motor, you bump it and you stop. Bump it and you stop. What that does is create a pendulum in the water. Your line will start going back like that. Once you see it bowing back, you stop, let off the trolling motor, and let it catch back up. Work straight down again. Most of the time when that line is going back down is when you're going to get your bite.